WIFTBPM.
Mays Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like May said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about 60 years old. I be done had a heart
You
attack.
gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business,
like
business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Everybody say fire.
Fire. Shut up in my mouth.
Like Jeremiah. Oh, won't leave me alone.
Won't leave me alone. I'm going to sing till the almighty power comes around.
Spirit's got
me so I can't sing.
Everybody say fire.
Fire.
Shut up in
my mouth.
like Jeremiah. Oh, won't leave me alone.
Won't leave me alone. I'm going to sing till the almighty power comes around.
Spirit's got.
Me so
Come on, favorite Friday, let's go. Everybody say fire. Shut up in like Jeremiah. Oh, won't leave me alone.
I'm going to sing till the almighty power comes around.
Spirit's got.
Me so I can't sing.
Come on, clap your hands right here, let's go.
Fire. Shut up in my bones.
Like Jeremiah. Won't leave me alone.
I'm going to sing till the almighty power comes around.
Spirit's got.
Me so I can't
Say fire. But his word was like a burning fire. Shut up in my bones. That's Jeremiah 20:9. Say whole lot of. Burning. Something about that Holy Ghost fire. Say fire. Feels like fire. Come on, put your hands together. Come on. Holy Ghost, fire. I said Holy Ghost, fire. Shut up in my bones. Fire. Shut up in my bones. Fire. Fire. I said fire.
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show live in studio on a Friday. It's been an action-packed week. DJ Riis the ruler. But once again, I am here on a Friday. I had the opportunity to hang out with my son last night. Hang out with some movers and shakers. Actually, some people we've talked about on the show. Shout out to Mr. Griggs. Shout out to Tori Barrett. Great time last night. Hung out with the brothers yesterday. Trying to build some rapport, build some relationships, man. Riis, you know when you pick the team and it's like you own the team, it's the fourth quarter. Whether you win or lose, you got to go out firing, right? You got to keep shooting. Got to keep shooting. May not look good. Might be down by 20 in the fourth quarter. Might be a nail biter even. But you know, at the end of the game, you got to shake hands. Win or lose, you got to shake hands. Now, you ain't got to happily shake the hands. But at the end of every game, you know, I be mad when they got to walk the line. Like, I love it when they be, you know, it's 2 times the ways to shake the hands, right? But then you realize that there's people that when you playing in high school ball, you playing
some of your AAU team members, you know what I'm saying? You done been playing around the league. So you done played with these people. Like, it might be an intense game. But it's like, you know, in literally next year, y'all gonna be out of high school. And y'all gonna be out in the world. Now y'all might wind up going to the same college. You know, you ever went to the same college with people who was like, once you might not have been cool in Chicago, but when you get to wherever you at, you know what I'm saying, you form and you build new alliances, right? So I've been pondering, and I'm gonna talk about this maybe a little later because it's a sensitive subject, but I've been pondering our plight as black people. Even my role in it. But some about the way we talk to and about each other over issues that honestly we aren't always in control. We got a say in them, but not the say. And I think sometimes we lose the issue because of the way you said what you said. Like, sometimes you can say something that make a person be like, no matter what you say, I'm never, ever, 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 ever effing with you. And you could have meant, like, you know, if somebody say, hey man, go out, could you, you know, it's the difference between people saying, excuse me, would you mind reaching over and handing me the remote control? Or somebody saying, hey man, get your give me that remote control next time. Now, y'all both want to watch the same channel. Y'all want to watch the same show at the same volume. Because you added all of the inflection and the colorful, because you know when you say it like that, everybody be like, dang. Man, nah, I just, dang. I'm just telling you, man. So anyway, it's Friday morning right here on the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today?
Man, blessed by the best. You already know the rest. It's Friday. I don't know what that means anymore, but it's Friday.
It means you got 2 more days till you only got to work one job.
Yeah,
3 more days until you got to work one job.
Yeah, so. Other than that, man, it's good. It's good.
Huh?
I said, other than that, it is good. It is good. I had somebody came back. You know what? It'd be so funny. Because I be at work,
Yep.
and then I take an order, and then like they come in there and they just start having a conversation. They be like, Riis, how you doing? I be, you know, obviously
I'm working.
I say Riis, you know, I be like, yeah, you know, they be talking to me, but then we had someone came in there yesterday. She was like, Riis, can I ask you a favor? I was like, sure. She was like, a big favor. So I was like, okay, what is it? And she was like, can y'all please turn it up? Because I don't think it's my phone. So if y'all hear us a little high today, it's because I'm going to see, since y'all said y'all want a little volume. I don't know if y'all tune in after.
I'm going to do this.
But
I'm going to give them a little boost right now. I'm going to give them a little boost right now. All right, there you go, man. Boom. There you go. It's a little boost, Riis. All right, y'all. So that's my man DJ Riis the Ruler on the ones and twos. Hey, man. So let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Riis, man. You know we done started early a few days, right? You know why, right? Because Chantel here I am minding my business I'm already, because, you know, dude done already walked up on us, you know what I'm saying? And then here goes Chantel. Can we get 610 back, please? And I was like, y'all notice that? Y'all don't like no music, no start, no wake up, because I feel like I make it up on the back end. Right? You know what I'm saying? We usually wind up staying a little bit till 9:30. But anyway, we are up and away, Riis. The Bears bought all at Arlington Park, man. But you know, your mayor is like, I don't care what Riis. It's like she is going out. You will not outshine the mayor. Period. Point blank. She was like, you'll be back. She said they gonna be right back where they started. Right here. You're nothing without me, you bear. You know, y'all can see the mayor just being abused.
Like Eddie Kane.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You want my spot? You ain't gonna get it, Flash. The mayor was like, you'll be back. You're nothing without me. Right? The mayor sound like what the mayor say to what did Mr. say to Whoopi when she was leaving? You're nothing. You're nothing. You never be nothing. All right. So
I ain't even know that. So they bought it. So they really trying to move, huh?
Man, the Bears up out of here, Joe. Have you? All you have to do, Riis, is go to Arlington, go to Texas,
yeah,
and see that stadium, and you be like, oh. Like, I think we in Chicago, because we're used to Soldier Field, we're not really, because Riis, they got domes that open up and close, right? Like, it'd be like, I realized, I don't know that there's bear weather anymore, Riis. Like, Justin Fields is like, I like to play in a dome, if you don't mind. Like, I don't know that being in the cold is giving us any advantage.
These new people, man. You know, back in the day, used to take pride in being in the cold, you know?
I mean, they used to hit in football. I'm just saying, man. Football,
it's been, you know, man, they've been trying to get them head injuries.
I got you. So, I'm not tripping. I really am not.
But I agree with you. It has become pretty soft.
Pretty soft. Amen. Anyway, so I'm just saying, man. The Bears about, but the mayor, we gonna play some of this press conference because the mayor just be good. She is going out swinging, fam. She is like, you want to know about Brett? You want to know about Willie Wilson? I got something for Willie Wilson, but I also want us to pay attention to the press conference because I want to. So we're gonna look at these press conferences from a different perspective. Okay. I'm going to play some of the press conference from yesterday a little bit later. But let me get through some of these headlines because I want to get on top of the show. It's snow outside. Hey, y'all, so it's like if you went to sleep last night and you heard the wind howling, well, when you got up this morning, there was snow on the ground and it was fresh snow. So, but the mayor has the streets clean. Was your streets clean, Riis? Oh, you don't live in the city, though.
Yeah, it was clean, man. You know, I stayed one exit away. You know, it was clean.
Okay. So it's safe out there. Democratic Socialist unendorsed Muele Buwani in the 50th Ward for he got a letter and they unendorsed him. Letters, Mary's like silence on the letters. We ain't even talk about the letters. Yeah, he got a letter. Brandon Johnson picks up another endorsement. Riis, look, man, it's like I know the other candidates are like, please, God, hurry up with this clock. You know, like, you ever been in a game? Here we go back to the basketball analogies. You ever been in a game, Riis? And it's like, there's no shot clock. And somebody, you like, last week we had a game where it was like they was coming back and we got the ball with like minute and 10 seconds. Hey, fam, we was passing. Them was the best passes, and we ran the clock out. That is what they are hoping happens. They better not give Brandon Johnson a chance to shoot the game-winning shot. Because if he gets a chance to win the game-winning shot, everybody is going to be like, and it does look like people are starting to be nervous about Brandon Johnson. I don't know if Chewy can hold on, man. Chewy is just sliding like a rock. And you know what? I want to know what y'all thought about Willie Wilson yesterday. Because I thought it was Celine was dogging me yesterday for my intro. Let me just say this. And this is the thing that I understand y'all say, let them talk. And y'all know that I do a little showmanship or whatever. But I really did think it was important to lay out, like, as I was talking about Dr. Wilson, it was just so many things over the years that you start thinking about, like, damn. This dude has really been doing stuff. It's like sometimes when somebody downplays or you forget stuff, and I just thought that it was great to set the tone. So I apologize if y'all felt, well, I don't apologize. But I did feel like it was important for y'all to put it in perspective, because it was like, damn, when you said it's almost like a parody, like Salim said yesterday, it's almost like a parody. And I felt like that's how crazy how much stuff he's done is. Right? That you think it's a joke when somebody's going on and on and on and on, but those are like all things that actually happen. So anyway, shout out to Dr. Wilson who came through. We're going to talk a little bit about the mayor's race as well. Remembering E2. 20 years ago, Riis. Today. The E2 tragedy. Huh?
I lost a friend in there.
Really? Riis, how did you?
Man, crazy.
You too young.
He wasn't supposed to be in there, but he was in there. He used to be dancing like because like he was like an up and coming dancer. So like he used to always be in there. But yep, Man, Charlie. I was actually on my way there. Vince Bass left, made it out. Vince used to be the marketing director at E2 Epitome. That used to be our hangout. That used to be our spot. I was actually campaign manager for Alderman Burnett, and I was going to meet Vince there, but I had to get up early the next morning, so I didn't go. And I woke up and I turned on the TV, and I was like, damn, I was supposed to be there. It's crazy, man. Respect to all of the families and all the lives that were lost in the E2 tragedy today, 20 years ago today. Homeless shelters, Riis, even as we're housing migrants in our neighborhoods, homeless people are setting up encampments in the baggage claim at O'Hare. Can you imagine getting off the plane to get your bags and you got to step over, like, there's like 200 people in the lobby in the baggage claim, but they're spending the night there, and they're homeless people from Chicago. I'm used to that when I used to work at DTA. I used to be at the end. I used to see homeless people at O'Hare and sleeping on the platform. So like, going up, because you can take the trains. So like in that whole area, I'm used to seeing.
Really?
Yeah, used to seeing them right there.
Well, that's crazy. So the mayor said they got to go. We'll talk about. We're gonna play that press conference. I think I'm gonna just play the whole press conference at 6:30. Yesterday, speaking of the press conference, the mayor held a press conference. Remember when they asked at the Operation Push about migrants and how should we treat them, and Paul Vallis said the returning citizens. Yesterday, the mayor unveiled a hiring plan for returning citizens. She switched from the migrants. What was crazy, though, was when you watched the press conference, the same lady who was doing all the housing and telling us why we were going to have the housing for the migrants was now telling us about the housing and the new plans for the returning citizens. So I'm going to play that press conference, or at the end of the press conference. Ron DeSantis is going to be in town. Well, he's not, for the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police. But why is it, Riis, they got to have him in town at Elmhurst instead of Chicago? I don't know. You know why, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. And the Highland Park shooter, his dad got charged and was in court yesterday for signing for him to get a gun permit, even though he knew that he was suicidal. All right, those are the the headlines for today. When we come back, I'm going to play a press conference. I wanted to talk about the Save the Seat campaign and kind of what's going on, but I think a better illustration might be yesterday's press conference where the mayor unveils her new plan for returning citizens. I don't have any ill will towards the plan. I think it's again the fire sale continues. The fire sale in the city hall continues. I told you we should have been prepared for this. And this is also another example of when the questions start to get answered that you ask, but you can't participate in the answer. you can win from the answer that you may have proposed. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
We can count on Paul Vallis. When Paul Vallis was CEO of Chicago Public Schools, he revitalized our neighborhood schools. No one delivered more for our underserved young people than Paul Vallis. As mayor, Paul Vallis will ensure that communities long neglected get a fair share of city investment, attracting the grocery stores we need, improving sanitation, and other city services in our neighborhoods. Vote Paul Vallis, a mayor for all of us. Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago. The violence in Chicago must stop. Willie Wilson pledges real action to do that. A revised police structure, 4 superintendents, more accessible to their neighborhoods, providing faster communication and concentration of resources. Willie Wilson pledges more integrated police patrols to increase community, confidence, and cooperation. Willie Wilson's pledge will make Chicago safer. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
My name is Chris Levy, and I'm working hard to become your next 5th Ward Alderman. As a lifelong Chicagoan, I chose the historic 5th Ward as my home and a place to raise my family. This means I have a vested interest in our safety and prosperity. But we need a change, and I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm not a career politician, but a motivated citizen who cares and will do whatever it takes to restore our community to greatness. My name is Chris Levy, and I want to drive change. Please punch 60 and vote for me for 5th Ward Alderman. My name is Chris Levy, and I approve this message.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion have to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. Please.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? This is Riis the Ruler. I'm giving you your sports, weather, and traffic update here on the Maze Jackson Show. As we head over to sports, the Bulls last night taking on the Bucks, as is the last game before the All-Star break. Giannis goes down in the second, but the Bucks would have enough to beat the Bulls 112-100. As the Bulls would end it with a 6-game losing streak heading to All-Star break. As we head over the traffic now on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 25 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 18 on the Edens. From Deerfield to the Exchange and back will be 28 minutes, while the Eisenhower is locked in at 30 minutes in both directions. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 37 minutes. Outbound will be 32. The Bishop Ford, 35 minutes. The Dan Ryan, 19 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th, while DuSable Drive all directions is 8 minutes. Today's weather, it is currently 18 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 26 with a low of 18. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday here on the Maze Jackson Show.
God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. And every day, you know how you check us out on 1570 AM WBGX. That's right. Every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 AM to 8 AM. It is the Maze Jackson Show live on WBGX. 1570 AM. It's right. What's in it for the Black People Radio? You can give us a call at 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Man, gotta say what's up to all of our saints out there who sit on the front row. They sit in the first 5 rows, right? Now, if you are early rising saint, we'll save you a seat. Now, you might be on row 5, because on row 6 starts the sinners. And the sinners listen to us every day from 6 to 9, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, because you know they be getting it in the comments. Every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. Devo, I saw your text. Just need to figure out when the time is. But it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll get it done today or tomorrow. Look, Riis, you know what we do every day now, a day. We done started this thing up and people be trying to tell me special instructions on how I got to say birthday. Riis, I think we need to start charging for the birthday jam. Right? Be like, you want your name and lights? Or you want us to make it like, we should make like super.
They ain't tell you to put lights on it. They ain't tell you to add some little extra.
Nah, they didn't. They didn't. But I'm saying we could. Yeah. You want you to dress, you want us to dress up the name? You want us to have a special birthday shout out? I might have to go out with a bang, Riis, and charge them for everything. But anyway, I'm just playing. This is the Maze Jackson Show, and every day we try to now say some love, send out some shouts to people on their birthdays. So if y'all know somebody's birthday and it is out there, man, inbox me or do me a solid and just tell them to tune in so they can see their birthday on the scroller. So happy birthday to Eric J. Jones. Happy birthday to Mike Ross. Dan Showman, lobbyist down in Springfield. Bonita Harvey Carr, man, she went to U of I with us back in the day, and she is a Big Willie education champion. Lena Bivens, Mark Carpenter, E. Pluribus Cornelius, Roberta Williams, Pamela Askew, Glenn, Wayne Myrick, Blue Fi, and Angie Maris from Chicago, and actress Beth Payne, all the way from Los Angeles. Let me tell y'all what, we want to wish you all happy birthday on your very, very special day. I try to make it like it's not a big deal, but I know that everybody likes to hear happy birthday on their birthday. Even if they say, don't wish me no happy birthday, they really like to hear happy birthday on their birthday.
Man, listen.
So happy birthday. What's up, Riis?
As a teacher, well, I guess as a teacher with me, when you got to that E name, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it up. I was like, whoa, I've never seen that name before. That is a unique name.
That's like E Pluribus? E Pluribus Unum. Like in God we trust. It's just in such and such we trust.
No,
you never heard? It's on the dollar bill. E Pluribus Unum.
Yeah, but it says in God we trust, though. It doesn't say it.
No, it says E Pluribus Unum, too.
I never know that.
Yeah. E Pluribus Unum. That's in God we trust.
I was looking like, yep.
He like, skip. We got them all. You was going to read them off. Yep, E Pluribus is in God. In God, it's in Cornelius we trust. Unum is God. E Pluribus Unum. So that's what it was. Blue Fighter, Wayne Myrick, Angie Maris, and Beth Payne. One more time, happy birthday to everybody who is out there. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Your man Maze Jackson, Riis the Ruler, wishing you a very, very happy birthday on your special day. All right, happy birthday to you. Speaking of happy birthday, Riis, I think I'm going to, instead of spending a lot of time on the social media question of the day, I am going to play the press conference, the question and answer session from the press conference. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play the intro, I'll play the mayor, and then I'll play the Q&A. You got to find you did. All right, so yesterday the mayor joined city leaders to announce changes to city human resources policy and the launch of the Spring Forward pilot program to support returning residents. Now, shout out to the returning citizen community. that has had their concerns addressed, or some of their concerns addressed. If it was me watching from a distance, I would say that this is a response. I would say that this is a response to the attention that Andre Smith and Tyrone Muhammad have gotten surrounding the migrant issue. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play, because it goes into probably the 7 o'clock hour. Right now, the mayor's allies are doing everything that they can to support the mayor in a variety of ways. So I'm going to start the press conference at the beginning with 27th Ward Alderman Walter Burnett, and then we're going to cut through to some of these things. But this is the press conference yesterday. This is all commentary directly live from the mayor's campaign page. It's on the Lightfoot for Mayor page. Uh-oh.
I want to thank the mayor for the opportunity and asking me to do that. Had the opportunity to work with a lot of fantastic people in that community who came up with a lot of great ideas and concerns in reference to folks who came back home. You know, I start out by saying I thank God because God do not judge us for our mistakes, right? He forgives us and gives us other opportunities to get it right and to be prosperous in this world. This is what the mayor is trying to do right now. With these policies, we're going to give people an opportunity to come and become productive citizens in the city of Chicago so they can get their feet back on the ground. One of the things that you find when you're in these communities is that, you know, when one person of the family is doing good who have made a mistake, it encourages all the rest of the people in that family. If one person in that family who comes home and not doing good, it has an adverse effect on the rest of the family. You start seeing generational curses going on. This is an opportunity to break those curses, open the doors for them in the city of Chicago, get them an opportunity to maybe one day become an alderman of a great ward. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank the mayor for not just talking the talk, but walking the walk.
Years ago, when I convened the Returning Residents Working Group. This group, comprised of many of the people that are here in this room, advocates, researchers, criminal legal system leaders, and those with lived experience reentering Chicago, helped to outline the challenges returning residents face and recommend a set of actions the city can take to address them. And through their incredible work, the group identified challenges facing returning residents across three main areas: economic mobility, an opportunity, health care, which includes access to mental health care, and of course, housing. In addition, they highlighted overarching systemic challenges that hinder successful reentry, and like lack of data, inadequate coordination between government institutions, community organizations, and individuals who are directly impacted. And to catalyze the city's work in eliminating these challenges and to oversee the implementation of the working group's report's recommendations, entitled Roadmap for a Second Chance City, I brought on Willette Benford as our Director of Reentry last year. Willette, who you'll hear from, is a returning resident herself, to join us, to open up your opportunity.
% of its prisoners. Black Americans are 5 times more likely to be incarcerated than white Americans and are given on average 20% longer sentences for the same crime. In Illinois, black people make up 14% of the adult population, but more than 30% of those who have been arrested and convicted. 49% of black boys will be arrested before the age of 24. And 38% of white boys will be arrested before the age of 23.
Boys.
Over half of our male prison population are parents, and 2/3 of our women who are incarcerated are parents. 1 in 2 Americans has a formerly incarcerated family member. Women are often the primary caregivers of their children before and after incarceration. We systemically punish our poor people. Well over 50% of the
Brandon
prison
Johnson, she's
population
directing
live below the poverty line at the time of their arrest. These stats are unjust, inequitable, and represent a failure to live up to our collective values.
And to really take care of their families and provide for them in a way to where I think all of us would agree that we all want to do. And we don't want to be held to something that we did years ago or something that we served our time for. And so I'm just thankful, and now I will call up Celia Colon from Giving Others Dreams.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mayor. I'm still smiling. Good afternoon. My name is Celia Colon. I am the founder and CEO of Giving Others Dreams, GOD's Training and Healing Reentry Center located in the South Chicago community. When I heard of the fair chance housing policy changes, as you could see now, I haven't stopped smiling since last night. My heart is smiling. I've been smiling ear to ear. Having a change in policy like this is history in the making. It's shifting culture. It's finally acknowledging that everybody lives a life and creates mistakes. No one lives a life without mistakes. We are human beings and we're always evolving. Investments in people is public safety programs that work. This is a step in the right direction. When we talk about healing humanity, when we talk about removing discrimination and ending generational harms, this is it.
Amadou Dramé, I am a program director with the Illinois Justice Project, and I have the privilege of following all of that. So first and foremost, I think we have to give credit where it's first and foremost due. Mayor Lightfoot deserves a ton of credit. Thank you.
7 days before
a little over 4 years ago, I had the opportunity to talk to then candidate Lori Lightfoot, and you know, normally what happens when you work at a policy shop is you sit down and you put a bunch of slides up and you talk about, you know, different initiatives that you want to see advanced. And the mayor walked in and was like, okay, we're not going to do all that. I know all about this because I have family who have experienced this, and this has impacted my life, your life, as well. And so we just cut straight to it. And we talked then 4 years ago about this day, and promise made, promise kept. I think there's tons of credit there, and we just got to say that. Also got to thank Director Benford, who is phenomenal and a joy to work with. Mayor, your entire team, especially with the leadership of Director Benford, has been an absolute joy to work with. This has been a labor of love and passion, and just one of the best examples of collaboration that I've seen in all the work that I do with government, and I just am really appreciative of the work that we're able to do on that front. And I would just say, you know, just like the mayor said, this is a challenge to the private sector as well. So the largest employer in the city has spoken about where it stands on second chance hiring, and it is now time to look to the private sector. And that is all I have to say. I believe we are going back to the mayor now. All right, thank you.
Before I take your questions, I also just, again, want to thank the faith leaders who are here, who are doing this work every single day. They're seeing it in the eyes of the men and women that are coming in their doors, that are frankly walking down their streets, and recognizing that we have to do more to help this population. Literally thousands of people coming back to Chicago every single year. There's a lot more work that we need to do. We need to do a lot more collaboration with the state and IDOC, and we're going to make sure that that also happens. But we have put a stake in the ground saying, this is who we are, This is how we're speaking our values, and we're challenging other people to join us on this journey. So again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for what you do. This is going to be, I think, a game changer in our city. And now I'm happy to take your questions. Brian?
I don't know if someone else had a on topic. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, see, I just want you to understand that right now, no one wants to. So this is what you call a benefit of incumbency, right? Where the mayor is able to use, you see all of those fake leaders standing back there. The reality is they are not there politically. They are there because they were on the task force, right? But if I am the mayor right now, I'm going to convene the task force and I am going to ask them to all show up and be in the work of the task force that they've put out. Now, I want to point out that it's been 10 days. So God said he met with her 4 years ago and it's 10 days before. This is also a counterbalance to the narrative that has been rotating throughout the black community regarding the migrants. Does everybody get how this is happening? So when Paul Vallis said at Operation Push, when we talk about citizens and migrants, we need to deal with our returning citizens. This is the mayor's response. Does this make sense to you? What's happening here? But she's doing it not as a political. She's doing it from her office as the mayor, which then makes all of those other people participate, right? Whether they are endorsing her or not.
As a director of reentry in the mayor's office, we did that. And as you've heard, and praise well deserved, Willette Benford is a force of nature and somebody who
shout out to Willette. She
really
is a
I
great
admire
person.
For her strength and tenacity.
I want to point out also that I know Willette as well. Sat down with her on numerous occasions, and if you paid attention to when she addressed the issue, she addressed black directly. I want to also talk about where everybody is, and we'll talk about it a little bit later.
Records. And, you know, I'm struck by the term permanent punishment, because that's, in effect, de facto, what happens. Yes.
Wasn't she a U.S. prosecutor?
Check the box and all those things, but the fact of the matter is that if you don't think you can get a job, you self-select out. The other thing is that we look at people with records and we think, well, they can't be hired. This individualized assessment that is going to happen, I can't underscore how important that is, and I'm proud of the steps that we're taking today as a city.
Okay. Last night, Tucker Carlson, Fox News, and the Daily Mail featured the homelessness, the encampments that are growing at O'Hare Airport, and all the baggage claims, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Mm-hmm. Anywhere from 200 to 300 people a night are sleeping there, even when the weather is not inclement. Pictures like this, people don't know if they're stepping over bodies or people sleeping on the floors. What are you doing about it?
Well, let's start with consider the source, which is Tucker. No, I think that's fair.
Do you want to see the pictures?
I've seen it, but let's consider the source, which is starting with Tucker Carlson and Fox News. They're never going to portray our city in a favorable light. My understanding is those pictures are quite old, but the fact of the matter is we have taken and will continue to take the steps that are necessary to move people out of the airports. The airports are a very different place than on the street under an underpass. It's a secure location, and the message is clear from me to the Department of Aviation, the police department up there. We absolutely fundamentally cannot have people sleeping in our airports who are homeless. That is unacceptable. And so we're going to continue within the bounds of the law to do what is necessary to provide those folks with support, but elsewhere. They can't be in our airports.
Off topic, Mayor, if we could. First of all, I wanted to raise this issue of the endorsement you got 2 days ago from Indigo Magazine that your campaign team was touting just as of today, I believe. Several other candidates are raising issue with this and saying this whole idea of keep the seat, Lightfoot's the only black candidate who can win. If you don't vote for her, we're splitting the vote. They're calling it divisive. And by your touting it, Willie Wilson today even saying you're playing the race card by putting this out there. Can you respond?
Well, I am the only candidate that can win. That's a fact. So the fact that a media outlet has recognized that and put it in writing is something, frankly, that people are saying all over the city, not surprisingly, in majority black neighborhoods across the city. It happens to be a fact. And look, here's the thing. Willie Wilson is all excited about this, and he's calling upon all of us to condemn someone who's exercised their First Amendment rights. What all of us should be doing is condemning Willie Wilson, who has doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on this notion that what we need to be doing in the city is taking the handcuffs off of our police and urging them to act like vigilantes, a mob, and go hunt down what will always be black and brown boys and hunt them down like rabbits. As far as I'm aware, I'm the only candidate, aside from Jamal Green, that has condemned that horrific language. His language and his sentiment that he has now put on, I think, ads, he's repeated all over, to me, that's disqualifying. That's the thing that we should be united in condemning. And I encourage my fellow candidates to do just that. He has no moral ground to stand on when that is a thing that is coming out of his mouth over and over and over again. I certainly appreciate that he has pain and trauma from losing his son, but as somebody who aspires to sit in this seat, you can't be the person who says that our police officers should be free to engage in extrajudicial killings, which is what he is talking about. So when people live in glass houses, they shouldn't throw stones. And Willie Wilson needs to take that back. He needs to apologize and raise the tenor of his content in his comments in these last 12 days of the mayoral campaign.
Well, as we speak of the mayoral campaign, I mean, you're obviously up here touting another program. What do you say to the people who may be looking at, this flurry of events and stuff that you're doing seems all geared towards, just raising your profile and everything in the home stretch of the campaign?
In case you forgot, I'm the mayor of the city, and I'm doing my job. And in case you forgot, we make announcements on a regular basis. It would be one thing if we sat back and you never heard from me. You hear from me at least once or twice a week, every week. From the very beginning of my term, through the pandemic, and here on out. So I'm doing my job. This is important work that we must do to help our residents who are returning from IDOC. And you're going to see me every day from now until, because I'm doing my job.
Until what?
And if anybody's got an issue with it, don't show up. Don't report on it.
Hey,
Go
Mayor.
ahead.
Alex Nathan of the BGA. Good to see you again. My first question is about the
I'm sorry,
Bears.
you're where?
With the Better Government Association.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, since last
Okay.
summer. First question is about the Bears. You said yesterday
Yeah.
that now negotiations can
Yeah.
begin in earnest.
Here we go.
Are you prepared at this point to rule out the use of subsidy or public financing as a way to persuade them to stay in Chicago?
Well, look, I'm obviously not going to negotiate standing here at a podium in a press conference. I've been very clear from day one, we want to do everything that we can to keep the Bears in Chicago. I think we can and will continue to make a very compelling business case. The closure on the deal yesterday gives us the opportunity to more directly communicate with the Bears, and I look forward to that conversation. We've been having conversations. They are obviously very aware of the plans that we rolled out last summer. I think that we can, with retrofitting the Soldier Field and some of the ways that we've talked about, really maximize the revenues for the Bears, significantly enhance the fan experience at Soldier Field, which, as somebody who sits on the west side and not in the suites, I think it's going to be welcome news and change for people that are going there, whether it's for a Bears game, a concert, a Chicago Fire game, all the other opportunities are there. We need to improve the quality of the fan experience, the spectator experience at Soldier Field, and we want the Bears to remain the anchor tenant, and we're going to do everything we can to get them there.
My second question is actually about an ordinance that was introduced to the City Council a couple months ago regarding building inspections.
Building, I'm sorry?
Building inspections. To pilot essentially a system of regular proactive home safety checks. I wonder if you've had a chance to review that, or more generally what you have, what you think about the idea of sort of transitioning more in the direction of regular proactive building inspections as opposed to reactive complaint-based.
Tweet was deleted from your account after you first, back last summer, in June.
But certainly, we've been very aggressive when we've seen bad buildings, whether they're for commercial or residential use, and we'll continue to be aggressive in that front.
Mayor, back to the Bears.
Yes.
We've noticed that your tweet was deleted from your account after you first, back last summer, in June of last year, when you said the Bears should be concerned with putting a winning team on the field and being relevant past October. Do you regret that initial reaction?
I'm not aware that it was deleted, but no, I don't regret that. I think, look, I was being a little tongue-in-cheek, as every Bears fan is, as we're sitting here, a couple days removed from the Super Bowl, and we're watching the folks in Philadelphia. Hope's dashed. I think a lot of people felt like Philly was a team of destiny. I know I did. I'm happy for the Kansas City Chiefs and have a good relationship with the mayor there. But look, you know this. What is the main product for the Bears? The Bears' main business is putting on a high-quality team that can go out and compete and beat the Packers, win the division, and then go on to the playoffs and be successful. Every Bears fan that I know wants this team to be great and dynamic and go deep into the postseason. But that has neither here nor there about where we are right now regarding the stadium.
But style-wise, do you wish perhaps, is that the best way for the mayor to reach out to the Bears?
Look, I'm, you okay? Yeah. All right. Look, I'm dealing with the here and now, and I'm excited for the opportunity for us to make the business case to have the Bears stay in our city. We've demonstrated that the number of opportunities that they're going to get with the number of tourists that come to our city every year, the amount of, I think, additional revenue opportunities that can be generated from Soldier Field, those simply can't be matched, particularly when you're thinking about the possibility of building a brand-new stadium. If you look at, for example, SoFi right outside of Los Angeles in Inglewood, you look at the stadium that was built in Las Vegas, those are $4 and $5 billion stadiums, and the Bears haven't even put a shovel in the ground yet for Arlington Heights. I don't know where that money is going to come from.
The NFL.
You've seen the polling that says the people in the village of Arlington Heights are all excited about it, but they don't want to pay for it. I think we've seen at the state level, there's not an appetite for a municipally financed or a state government-funded stadium, and legislation that was passed in the last session that wouldn't allow for a state subsidy for a team that moves from one location in Illinois to another location. So, they're smart business people. They're going to look at and evaluate what the opportunities are. And my belief is that the best case business scenario for them, and having a great stadium, being truly in the best market for them in the country, is remaining at Soldier Field, working with us to modernize that stadium, to meet their needs, and to increase revenue opportunities, which I think are really boundless at Soldier Field. So we're going to keep focusing on that and look forward to further engagement with that.
I wanted to get your comments on Brandon Johnson. You've been quite vocal about his statements that he's made about funding for police. There are also comments that he has made as a radio host attacking Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, even President Biden, when they were all candidates. What do you think about that? Where do you stand with that?
Look, I think that as we head down the stretch, it's really important for the voters to educate themselves about who we all are. And obviously, my hope is that the media holds him accountable like you hold me accountable every single day. This is a person with ideas that if you want to substantially increase your taxes, and if you make $100,000 or more, get hit with a further tax, if you want to cut the police in the city, that's your candidate. Because what he's proposing is heaping almost $1 billion in new taxes on top of businesses and individuals in our city, which I know no one wants, and he wants to defund the police. He's He's asked direct questions at a variety of forums, and that guy's got more bobs and weaves than Muhammad Ali. So he's got to be held account. He's got to answer the questions. For example, how is he going to distinguish himself, and what is the level of independence from the CTU? He's never answered that question directly. He's turned it on his head and never answered it directly. Why is it that he thinks that the best way for public safety in the city is to cut the number of police officers? He's not just somebody who's dallied with defund. That is a core value belief of him. And that is dangerous and destabilizing for the very neighborhoods that he says he cares about the most. And his economic policies, which is tax, it's not only going to drive businesses out of our city, but when those businesses leave, their employees are left holding the bag. He's going to bankrupt the city, drive us into recession, and he's going to drive more people to the unemployment line. If you want to help working families in the city, the things that he's proposing are not the right way. Do what we've done, right? And increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour with an inflator. Have a fair scheduling ordinance that's the most progressive in the country. Put $100 million plus into neighborhoods on small businesses. Make sure that everything that we do allows those workers to be protected in their workplace. Do what we've done, which is in our own city government, given 12 weeks of paid maternity leave. There's a lot of things that can be done to help working individuals and families in the city, but the worst thing that you could do is heap new taxes on top of them to kill jobs, kill businesses, and then have people driven into employment. And Mayor, I say, Brandon's not better, he's worse for Chicago. Thank you.
All right. Great job, everybody.
This is the Mays Jackson Show. When we come back, we're going to talk about the press conference, the plan for returning citizens, and what I be telling y'all about all the time. People listen, they take your ideas, and then like if you push too hard. Remember, Riis, when I say if I push too hard, then it'll be like they'll answer the question, what's in it for the black people? But they'll make sure that you're not participating in it, right? And so I think you all should be able to look at the press conference, recognize that this really was, and Craig Wall asked the question, which is, should people take these things seriously, knowing that, again, she said that guy said he met with her 4 years ago. And 10 days before the election, she is now coming out with the policy that she may not even be able to implement. I don't know, man. Be interested to hear what y'all got to say about it. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. The phone lines are open. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. We'll take a break and we'll be back after these messages.
The Mays Jackson Show will be after this break.
Over 25 years ago, Patrick Brutus decided that serving the public was the best way to help his community. And since then, he has been a dependable and trustworthy friend to all. Now, by fighting for safe and walkable streets, new businesses, and retail corridors, Patrick Brutus has the right vision and the most experience to lead the 6th Ward. On Election Day, punch 53 for Patrick Brutus, because he's our choice for alderman of the 6th Ward.
With a long-time 34th Ward turning into the 21st Ward, there's only one clear choice for your next alderman of the 21st Ward, Cornel Dantzler. If you live in the 34th Ward, which is now the 21st Ward, vote for Cornel Dantzler in the upcoming election to represent your ward as alderman.
We will work together as a family and as a team so that we can make the 21st Ward one of the best wards in the city of Chicago. Thank you.
Punch 51 for Cornel Dantzler.
Elect Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago. Crime is out of control. Parents are frightened for their children. Downtown and our neighborhoods are at risk. Even gas stations are targets. We will fight back to protect our community. Elect Willie Wilson for mayor.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right.
Reese. 'Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Yeah. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. Oh no, no, no. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Oh, every day in your body got that over my dead body. Oh, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? So good. Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? With your hair done, nails done, with it grown on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look. You is bad, I wanna check. 'Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny, yeah. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. Oh, no, no, no. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Oh, every day in your body got that over my dead body. Oh, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? So good. Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? So good. Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? Put your hand up, nails done, with it roll on. Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
To the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mays and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them.
wake up, world? This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos, and we are trying to catch up on the things. So I am speeding up the show. I am trying to move it up fast, quick, in a hurry. I want to take your calls, but before I do take your calls, hey, I want to let you all know, Riis. So I've decided we are broadcasting live all next week, starting on Monday from Obsidian. Riis, we're gonna have live candidate debates. Now, if the candidates show up, then there's a debate. If the candidates don't show up, it's the show. But every week, next week at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more at 7:30, Riis, we're going to open up the doors of Obsidian, and we are going to do live candidate debates in the studio. So if you show, you make it. If you don't show, we're going to talk about you anyway. You know what? We're going to put something in your seat like you was there. But it is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Also, Riis, you ever heard of the artist Riis?
You know, it sounds familiar. What they make?
Dag, hold on. She makes hold on. Dag nabbit. Now I can't think of it. Who you are, I know. You made me a promise. You know that song. That song, I think she might be coming to Obsidian. Soon, coming soon. You think people, would y'all get tickets to go see Riis? Now, I'm telling you, it's a show for only 75 people, right? So it would be you, Riis, and 74 other people. So we gonna put that together. It looks like it's coming to us in March, Riis. You know, I'm pretty fresh. I actually thought that was Vivian Green, though. I like Vivian Green, too. She can get down, too. Anyway, Riis, it's a lot coming up at Obsidian. We got a lot of stuff cracking. But I wanted to know your thoughts. First of all, Riis, when I looked at the press conference and the mayor was talking about the returning citizens, I felt like I looked at the stage and I said, where's Tyrone Muhammad, right? But then I thought to myself, Riis, he's not going to be there. He wouldn't be invited to that. Well, what happened is someone from the mayor's camp would probably say, okay, we got to reconvene this thing because it was a topic at the beginning of the campaign. And they say, who are the people that we can get up here to be in agreement? Now, I also want to tell you, remember, Riis, I was telling you about the basketball game? And if you down by 12 with a minute to go, you shooting all your shots? This is what the mayor is doing. And so all of the people that are on board now that have been sort of roped into being on the mayor's team, like when you see all the people standing there, we can't be mad at the black folks that's standing there. They've been on the team. They supposed to be where they supposed to be. So I'm not mad to see the people showing up because they've been where they've always been. It's like you going out, we ain't gonna jump ship now. But I thought they side-chicked Tyrone Muhammad. They side-chicked him, right? It's like now probably the most vociferous advocate for ex-offenders, ex-cons. You know, I still feel a little funny saying ex-cons, but, you know, has been Tyrone. But what generally happens is somebody watches what you do. They take all the notes from it. Then they put it in their plan and present it without you. And so yesterday we saw, and there's a lot more to it. There was housing component, but the mayor released a comprehensive plan for the ex-offender community after just recently locking those brothers up for trespassing, for protesting for migrants. And then later on this week at the push forum where the mayor is not at, right? Paul Vallis then says, we need to do the same thing for our returning citizens. You think about the fact that right now there is a move for returning citizens, for migrants or immigrants to vote, and there are returning citizens, or there are U.S. citizens who have lost their right to vote. Now, you can vote when you come back, but shoot, it's just interesting. So I want to know what y'all thought. Give us a call, 872. We got any calls on the line? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Now, hold on. I'm sure Ty is probably up there somewhere. So let's talk. If we got some other callers, then we'll let Ty come into it in the middle. But first of all, let's see who we got up there. Caller on the Maze Jackson Show.
Good morning, Maze.
Good morning, Tamiko. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. So, just see how that returning citizen plan pretty much stuck out to you. Did anybody pay attention to the dog whistles about the safety property checks? Right. That's going to. And I
was wondering about that too. That I was thinking about that safety, them safety checks. Go ahead, because what was your thought process on that?
Piled up building code violations for Black freedmen property owners, because they are going to be putting them in court. They ain't going to have the money to get, once they go to building code violation status, they're not going to have the money to fix up their properties, because you got to pull permits, and the contractors that pretty much that do the city pool permit work, they charge a lot of money. And here we go, we're going to have a lot of our people losing their homes and losing their buildings again, and they're going to come in and do the eminent domain thing. Once 30% of a block is vacant or considered condemned. The things that they did across Ashland to all of our Black people that lived over there with that prime land and things of that nature. That's the scary part about that. But that probably didn't stick out to a lot of us.
I was thinking about the safety checks. I was thinking of them as people being able to come in your house and look around and see. I didn't think about it like that. I was thinking about them being able to pop into your house and inspect your joint and be like, we could put you out or we could take you away. But okay, that's deep.
And
I didn't even think of that.
I know it's a dog whistle, because all the violations and people calling in about all of these I guess I won't just say developers, but people have came in and bought a lot of properties that don't even live in the state, and they rent them out, and they're not managing their properties. Their tenants are doing any and everything, and even the tenants are calling in because they're not fixing things that they're supposed to be fixing. Nobody's done nothing about that. So what's up with this? All of a sudden safety property check? This is what they're finna do. They've done this. They've done this before, and it's just a repeat. Now, where's the checks and balances that the property owners that actually live in their places? I try to manage their property, but they're struggling because their income, the way things have went up, and their incomes have not went up. Where's the pot of money to help them when they get in building court violation?
That's another one. That is another one. I had no clue on that one. All right, you won on that one. Not one, but that's another point that we need to be looking about is the property safety checks too. So
see how we automatically turn and we concentrate on social service.
That's a point.
But there's people that's already there, and low income people own property as well. Things are going up. The cost of things are going up, but their income is not going up. Our income is not going up. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, that is Tamiko Ho. Who else we got on the live line? Carly on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning. Who this? And get me off that speakerphone. What's up, Mark? Go ahead, brother.
Oh, man. All right. I got you on the Bluetooth in my ear. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I hear that. I'm going to tell you if I hear. What's going on, Mark?
Oh, well, I took it off.
Okay.
Man, I was thinking about this all night. I just got off work out at O'Hare, right?
Okay.
So I work for aviation. So I'm just saying, for running in this mayor's race, we got a white man who's going to get the white votes. We got a Hispanic man who's going to get the Hispanic votes. We got the Black mayor who's just lost. And we got now Willie Wilson, who's a front runner, So those four, he's got like 12% or whatever. But why would the other people, the other black people, candidates, stop, back up, and get behind this man? You know, I mean, throw your support behind this man. Because whoever would have been the fourth person, throw your support behind that person. Because there will be a victory then. You know, but everybody want to no, I'm not going to do it. Nobody wants to give in, and it makes you say, I'm not messing with none of them cats, man. I'm not. They supposed to be so smart, but they can't see this or won't give in to it. The second thing, May, now all of a sudden the mayor got something to say about just the people that O'Hare Airport are talking. Now you want to say something about the homeless people being there. Well, hell, you could have put them in the doggone school where you just put all them immigrants that came over here. You could have opened up a school like that for the homeless people, you know, before you even did it for the immigrants. You know, so you lost out on that. That bitter right there. You do it for others before you do it for your own. These people are all in O'Hare Airport, man, you know, because it's warm in there. And in the summer, it's got air conditioning. So that's where they go to. They flock there, you know. I'm going to listen to you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate that call, Mark. I mean, I learned a lot. I was listening to you. Woo, this whole thing about people being in the airports, but the mayor, like, you got to go. We got calls? How many? We got a few. All right, so let's take the next caller. Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Hallelujah, greetings. First of all, thank you for playing the press conference. She has a plan all of a sudden for returning citizens. You can't call them citizens if they have lost their right to vote. But where was her plan when she came up with the executive order guaranteeing 19 benefits for sanctuary settlers, including a $1,000 check? Did the homeless get that check? Did the returning residents get that check? And now 10 days before the election, here she comes and attacking Dr. Wilson because she's scared of him now. I believe it's too little, too late, and people that's got a half of a millisecond of a brain is not going to fall for her. What do you think?
I think I don't know. I don't know, Mama D. I'm just telling you.
Well,
I feel like they.
This.
Go ahead.
Was Mark Carter standing up there?
No, I did not.
Whoever was at that press conference, we know that whose side they're on, and it's not the side of the people. It's their own financial side, and she done got to it. Because otherwise, putting sanctuary settlers before the needs and rights of citizens is a no-brainer. But she's been bold in doing it for 4 years. But all of a sudden, she's doing that Anjanette thing. I'm a black woman, and now, I'm so concerned for the return. Oh, please. I think not only would you have to be stupid, but you'd have to be blind also to fall for that.
Oh.
Too little, too late.
All right, Mama D, you let them know how you really feel. Woo! Y'all fired up today. Hold on. Y'all mean to tell me y'all are not going for the returning citizens plan? Y'all tripping, man. I'm going to tell y'all, if I was y'all, I would have been serving up all type of stuff. I'd have been like, we need the returning citizens plan. We need the black middle class plan. I'd have been handing out all type of stuff. She'd have been standing up there doing every type of press. She'd have been up there talking about, we need to open up cannabis dispensaries. Gosh darn it. Y'all need to give us some more stuff to say. But go ahead. Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? The mayor, you going for it?
Hey. No, please. Hey, good morning, man. It's Ryan.
What up, Ryan? How you feeling? Ryan, the countdown is coming, man. It's like she pulling out all the stops now. I'm telling you, Ryan. You ain't, come on, man. She got a returning citizens plan now. Last week she had one for the migrants. This week she got us straight. What's up, Ryan?
But here's the question. She said that, okay, they were going to open up jobs for the people that are returning, right? Well, what about the jobs for black people who were not returning? That the police, she refused to meet with a well-respected retired fireman, Ezra McCann. 4% of the firemen are black. See, so we know she's not going to do that. You didn't, under her administration, for black people who were not coming home. What did she do for them, man? I mean, in all the departments across the board. Okay, so now, she didn't do for that segment of the community, but now we're going to open up city jobs. Come on, man. This lady, you know what? It's just time for her to go. She just needs to go. I don't know, man, how it's going to get sorted out, but I mean, you at the point now, you just...
That is kind of funny. I do feel like she did just stop the black firemen from getting hired, right? And she blocked it, and then she literally just blocked black firemen from having promotions and jobs, and now she is. I'm not.
But now she gonna do for the people returning. So you know what, man? You can agree with elected officials and disagree, but when you don't trust them, when it just comes out that they're just literally lying to save their seat. No, so you know what? No, it is enough of her. Just it's time for us to move.
We don't got it, Ron. You're not gonna save the seat, man. You're not gonna save the seat, man. What's up, man? Are you a traitor to your race?
Hey, get an address, because you said you're gonna have some people at the studio next week. What's that address, man?
I'm gonna put it on. It's, you know what, Ron? Text me and I'll send it to you. But it's gonna be. We gonna have. You should come on in, grab you a cup of coffee, sit on down, and enjoy the debates live. You bring your newspaper in between, and you can get to watch the show. You can meet DJ Riis, the ruler, the whole thing. We're gonna be doing candidate debates Monday through Friday next week at the 7:00 hour, starting with the 4th Ward.
I'll be there.
All right, we got more calls. Call it. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate you. Carly on the Mays Jackson Show. What's up?
Shalom.
What up, King? Oh man, King. She pulling out the stops, dog. She pulling out the stops. Did you give her a plan, King? I'm telling you, if you give her a plan right now, you can get it. You can get a press conference with her. All you gotta do is get the guys together. Y'all can make it happen. What's up, King? You believe it?
No, I can't believe. I can't believe my lying eyes all the way from New York. That's how the characters on the stage with it. That's what made me call in. I just looked and wow.
King, but you know, it's like, King, if you own the team, right? If you own the team, you in the 4th quarter, man, you got to shoot your shot. Like, here go my thing. No BS. Yesterday, I was out with my man, Tori, Tori Barrett, we was having a good conversation, right? It's like, I'm like, Tori, what's up? It's like, man, they done rolled to the game with the mayor, right? So they gon' go out with her to the end. But my thing is, do we believe that she's there? Like, I ain't mad at them at this point. You can't flip teams in the middle of the stream. But the question becomes, King, are we going to go for it? Like, are we going to believe this?
Quick question. How much are they selling souls for now? What's the going price for a soul? Seems like people selling these souls.
Dang, I got to. So, let me see. Maybe 40 million? 50?
Dang.
You like, sold!
I doubt it. I think it's like 2% of 100. No, let me leave that alone. Shalom, man. I just had to call it. I couldn't believe what I saw on that stage.
Hey, man, I told you, she got the king of the black people, too. It's going down. We got anybody else on the line? Call you on the Mays Jackson Show. What up? You going?
Good morning, Mays.
Good morning.
Byron here.
Byron. Hey, man, she got a plan. Byron, she got a plan, man. She has a plan. Are we going to believe it? Are we going to buy it? Byron, she's saying she the only black person that could win. What do we do, Byron?
You ever heard the term called word salad? Word salad. It's just talking. Just to be talking. Saying nothing and meaning nothing. That's what she does. She's good at that. She's good on her feet, man. She's good on her feet. If you ask me any question, she has a good rhetorical response that sounds so great. But yet, her record shows she has done nothing for the black community. And that's all it is. Now, on yesterday's show, what a beautiful show to listen to that man and you conversate. Both Christian men. I know you're still a Christian. I know you're going to admit it. because he get canceled. But it was a beautiful show, man. Yeah, you can't be a Christian now. No, you can't be a Christian. They're coming after people for the church. Remember that during the COVID, they shut down the churches. They shut down the churches and left the cannabis dispensaries open. That let you know where their mind is at. That's what the socialists are doing. But anyway, that show was great. I just got one thing for the Reverend. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of support in the woman community. I don't think you understand that, Maze. I'm just telling you, he needs to have a commercial with a Hispanic or a white person telling him, speaking on his behalf of why he's such a great man, a great person, and be great for Chicago. He just needs to do that. I'm telling you, he can win this outright. I'm telling you, he's got a lot of white support, man. I'm telling you. I know you talk to your white friend. Huh?
I'm listening to you, Byron.
Yeah, but I listen to all these other shows done in the aisle and everywhere else. I know you know it, Nate, but you can't say it because you have to be non-partisan. I understand that, and you're doing a great job of that. You know, I'm telling you, you're doing a great job of it. Anytime you call that guy a socialist from the CTU, I mean, that's non-partisan because you are actually true on that one. That guy's a socialist, and he's just tax everybody out of the damn city. So I dread if he gets elected, what's going to happen? But really, just need to stop being stubborn. Just go ahead and run a commercial. Have a white person, a Hispanic person espouse why they like Willie Wilson. That's all you got to do is run that commercial next week. He got time to do it. Tell Richard to get on his butt and get that done as best he can. But that mayor is something else, and she just needs to go, man. That's all I can tell.
Man, okay. Thank you, Byron.
I'm waiting for Tyrone, though. I'm waiting for Tyrone to call up, though. I'm waiting for him.
All right, we got any other calls on the line? We're going to let my man button it up. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm going to assume that this last call we got right here is my man, the champion of the ex-offenders, black superhero, brother Tyrone Muhammad. Tyrone! They didn't call Tyrone. They didn't call you, man. What's up? Why I didn't see you on the page, man? Why I didn't see? Hold on. I expected to see the T-shirts with the V-neck, with the whole leather jacket, with the backwards hat coming on. And Mayor, I don't get along with you necessarily, but this is a good plan for our people. And because where was you at, brother? I ain't see you. And you know when they talk ex-offenders, certain people we expecting to see.
Well, hey, thanks for showing it. But even if she would have called me, I wouldn't have been there. I represent the people for real, bro. I ain't no sellout for no photo op, bro. One thing that allowed me to see, even in light of me trying to sell our differences and become cordial with even Walter Burnett. Just to see that, even if he don't say, hey, bro, let me call you. This is what's going on with the man. He know my platform. All of them know the platform that I've been standing on since I came out of prison, which should be commendable. That you could do 21 years and come out and make such an impact that we've made. That alone has its own press conference. I don't have to stand alone, no plan and games and joking, man, where God is watching and moving this here, where they talking this in every space. We don't see God moving because we too caught up in frivolous crap. We don't see God moving where we making. I know, even if I never get credit, that I know when they say that out their mouth, that's my pressure. That's my agitation. That's the blessing of God in the spirit of man fighting for these brothers who has no citizenry. That's right, Mama D. That's why I call the Maze 13th Amendment say duly convicted. Until you fix that constitutional decree that makes you a slave once you're incarcerated, bro, where your rights are not fully restored and we never had citizenship in the first place, or we will have a jury of our peers. That means the jury look like the people from Inglewood, bro. Not nine white jurors from Wilmette, Glencoe, Highland Park. Those are my jurors, bro. I'm just telling you, you don't have a real system. Everybody will have to be retried under the current constitution. They will have to be retried. Everybody in prison and given a proper and fair trial under a jury of their peers, bro. That means subject matter experts that know about the gang, drugs, and violence, that know about disinvestment, that know about me having to have a gun because the police can't protect me, the city can't protect me, I fear for my life.
So I have to protect myself because the people I pay taxes to don't protect me, even though we keep talking about we need more police. So with that being said, you got Leonard Farrakhan sitting up there, Nation of Islam. You got Pastor Flager, who has been just as vocal about Lori Lightfoot than Mark Carter. Then you got Tory Barry. Of course he's supposed to be up there. He's her boy. These people, man, I can't trust none of them, bro. Just as I try to figure out a trust angle for Walter Burnett and figure out how we can become brothers and how we can help him marginalize as a returning citizen. He don't belong to ECCSC, but I bet he belongs to everything else. See, this is what I'm talking about, Maze, and this is why you got to be forceful in the way you do. You can't say what's in it for the black people, and then certain people we know and associate with, we don't force them to the table to say, hey, bro, this whole thing, even in her cabinet, man, they told Lori Lightfoot long before she put that Wilmette sister up there to represent ex-offenders, laughable, and beautiful sister, thank you, I love her. They said, why you don't put people like Tyrone Muhammad over this office? He's out here every day fighting for ex-offenders. Man, I done put hundreds of ex-offenders to work, bro. You know this. An ex-offender on the ECCSC banner is on the front line of public safety. Bro, they don't care, man, because we don't care. We got our own people who are discriminatory in their way and how they deal with ex-fellas. Ex-cons are the only group in class and caste that's perpetually discriminated by everybody. That's why you can make a statement, take them down, lock them up like rabbits without thinking you're going to get no beef from ex-cons. You can make a statement like that because we don't have a relationship in the association, and what we're trying to tell you is that, bro, you got 1.5 million ex-cons in the state. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna galvanize that group, and then everybody got to come to us for a vote block, just as they do with the LGBTQ community, the Jewish base, and every other ethnic base. They gonna have to come and then sit at the ring, and we gonna cast our ballot. We gonna cast our vote, not for you. We gonna cast our vote for who we think best represent our interests, bro. You know, like I know. That whole thing is about us going to jail, us standing, and I've been standing. This ain't nothing new for me. Us going to jail about that Wadsworth, man. She didn't say let them go. Let them out of there. We ain't got no business locking our citizens up for protesting or standing against an establishment that they don't agree with. That's illegal. We gonna lock legal citizens up because they protesting illegal. Man, that's oxymoronic, man. That right there is a lawsuit in itself. That is so crazy, man. And the fact that Paul Ballas, everywhere he go, this man mentioned ECCSC before black people, bro. How is that? How do he mention us before our own brothers that's running? And I know all of them, Mace. I know all of them. What they afraid of? Outside of Sophia King, who personally has mentioned us and what we do over in her area. So I'm gonna stay on, man, and listen to you. Everybody, I put my target on everybody. Even Celia Colon, that little sister, that Latino sister, we've been doing work together forever. But I don't fault them. I don't fault them because everybody ain't like me. Everybody can't take the spotlight. Everybody can't just be them and walk in the room and be about God and the people and get what they need, man, because of their presence. A lot of them have to capitulate, man. And they capitulate and don't even know, just like King Israel just said. How much do souls cost today? How much do souls cost today? It don't even cost anything but a spotlight, man. You don't even have to pay for it now. At least get something for it. Believe me, if I'd have went there, I'd have brought something back for the community. And it would have been no photo op. I would have brought, if she'd have called me, she can't call me, Maze. Because you know they call me for something like that. I'm coming back and I'm putting it on the table and say, this is what we got. But it's BS, all that bull crap. But this is what we got, people. That's who I am, man. And that's who I always been, man. Thank you.
That is Tyrone Muhammad. You know, he is the #1 community advocate for the ex-offender community. So here's my thoughts. Then I'm gonna move on. My thoughts are, I had a post yesterday, Riis. I'll just do it like this, and I'll read the post, and hopefully it will resonate. Yesterday it came to me. Come on up. Facebook. Uh-oh. You know, got me black. I said, whatever side you choose, black people go so hard, it's hard to come back after everything has been said. We got to go all out on the things we agree on and find a way to manage the things we disagree on. Oftentimes, the beef is not the topic, but the language chosen to express the disagreement. Let's talk better to and about each other, self included. I think that one of the things that has happened in our community is that we have been Ruthie used to say, down so bad. And as we are competing to get out or to get ahead or to make a space, Riis, there's been many a day that I've caught the Holy Ghost on the morning show and called people out in a way that, looking back on it, I could see why they would be apprehensive to call me for any opportunities. And I often think that there is a lack of understanding between us. Us black folks, period. And we dig in so hard on positions that we really only have a partial say in, not a full say in. And everybody picks a side. Oftentimes, the sides that we pick are which white person's decision is going to be better. And how we get to that arrival is really how it impacts us personally. I think Paul Vallis has done an admirable job of reaching out to the people who Lori Lightfoot, who have found disagreement with Lori Lightfoot, and saying that even if we disagree, we can find areas to agree on. And I just think in our community, we have built up, there have been so many insults, there have been so many words slung, there have been so many things said that it makes it easy for people to ignore you or to work around you. Again, you can say, I think I say a lot of great stuff on the show that I see as policy. When I was in Springfield the other day, a lobbyist ran up to me and said, "Man, I heard you're quitting the show. You can't do that." And I was like, "Why can't I do that?" He was like, "Because you bring up a lot of issues that really, really, really change the dynamic down here. And I have been able to do much, much better since you've had your show." Now, Riis, that has a direct impact. So as theirs went up, right? Because I'm shaking this tree, as I have said on numerous occasions, the answer generally is I'm going to agitate and someone else is going to pick up the coconuts that fall from the tree. Then I have to say to myself, is my goal to get the credit for the coconuts falling from the tree? Or is my goal to get the coconuts to fall from the tree that we can eat? the challenge that we have is that once the coconuts have fallen from the tree, usually the people that catch them are the people that we have Uncle Tom, Samboed, we have in discussing on the way to shaking the tree, we have caused personal irreparable damage that some people, if they don't have to address, won't address. Which thus results in you watching the tree that you shake feed other people while you don't get fed, per se. We have to learn how to deal with each other in a better way. It's like in watching the video, what I see, when I was watching the video, there's the sarcastic part of me, but then there's the opportunist part of me that says, okay, if I can't get it, who can we get to go get it that's going to bring it back? And I would argue that there are people that are going to benefit from this policy. My premise now is knowing that I am not the person that's going to be able to get something from the mayor, but knowing that I told y'all it was going to be a fire sale, who are the people that can go in and get it done? And how do we have a collective relationship in the community that I know that when you go in the door and shake the tree, that you're going to bring it back, or it is going to get back to me in some other way? See, I didn't look at that and say, now is the time for me to kick them dudes' ass. Now is the time for me to go to those dudes and say, hey, look, if you know that the door is open, here's the other things you need to put on the list. There is going to be a point where if we are ever going to get ahead in the space, everybody's going to have to say, there's a day, I don't know if it's a bowl when you write down the list of everything that everybody did to you, said to you, and you just say, okay, this is the come to Jesus, this is the great healing, we gonna meet at the place, and everybody in here, we have all offended each other in some way, shape, or form, whether I cooked you on the radio, whether you came and busted into my state representative here, right? Like, there's things that people can say, I'll never forgive, and be justified in never having to work with you. And it would be okay. Because somewhere in the space, you may deserve it. But what we have to do when we talk about this collective thing is the collective has to be our ability to recognize how we mutually have put each other in a space. I have worked to offend a lot of people, intentionally or unintentionally. What I recognize is some of the things that we say can hurt some people's feelings, even if you don't mean it's directed towards them. And we have to now really start to say, what is our collective way forward? Like, we get points. Like, be against whoever you want to be against. Be for whoever you want to be for. But it's like when I say to people, I'm not going to get into no argument with no black person over no white boy. Does that make sense? Like, we should not be beefing with each other over a white person or something else. We can be like, that's my guy, that's what it is, but I'm not finna have no beef with nobody black over a issue that we don't control. And it's like we play this game of politics. Now there's politics, there's the streets, there's business, there's all of them. I think we make some pretty huge assumptions when we suggest that by appearing in a press conference and political people have sold their soul. That's like, I'm just telling you, that's a big thing to say. That someone has sold their soul because they take a different political position than you. We make these things so absolute that it's just difficult to come back from. We make these things so personal. Dog, you calling me while I'm on air? Call the radio station. And the premise becomes to me that on February 28th, we're going to have to make another decision. And we'll have a second bite at the apple because it's going to come down to two choices. Now, if we were smart, we would have somebody in both camps so that we never lose. But we are going to be so busy in two different people's armies whacking each other for someone else when we all going to be still niggas at the end of the campaign. Do y'all understand that there's 9 candidates in the race, and if you bloody up the people so bad that you drive them to the opposite position when you got 2 candidates? I just wish we would stop being so absolute with each other. Recognizing that both of us, all of us, have bad choices to pick from sometimes. And if you bloody up people so bad when you know that there's a second round, people got to do what they got to do. Like let's play the game. Let's have the ability to be like, I know I can always talk to King Israel. I know I can always get Tory and King Israel in the same room, and they can understand that, man, my job is to be on this team. Your job is to be on this team. We all still form one squad. And put the real things on the table in the room where there's money. And say, all right, fam, if your team wins, you still got to come back. Now, you got to eat. And because you picked right, you get a 10% bonus. But we got to stop allowing these people who are coming to us in the last week having us fighting for 20 years. Because you done called my mom out. You done said that I'm a sellout. You got the mayor doing TV commercials now where she calling people sellouts. Look, I don't care. I don't care for the way that people campaign in their styles, right? But I also said, family, to everybody involved, there is going to be a round 2. We don't know who is going to be in it. And you would best be in a position to be able to negotiate the best deal in the second round. But that's me being political. That's not me being emotional. That's me being like, why I gotta stop being on this show and being emotional and saying, family, we should always win. For those of us, and if we had the money to connect the situation, if we was on the opposite side and we spent big enough on one side, they're going to come looking for you. The winner's going to come looking for you anyway because they want to start to build friends and relationships. But we have a desire to be the king of the Negroes. Your power is in being able to say, I can talk to him. And being able to say, no, that's not enough. But when you can't talk, then they do what I'm trying to help you understand is there's still going to be a plan. And whether you're in the room, is your input, is your influence there? And are you making the kings? Look, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Plus, actually, I think I want to know, what's the best advice you've ever been given, Riis? What is the best advice you've ever been given? Where did you learn it? Who gave it to you? Do you have rules that you live by? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Plus, we'll continue to talk about this race. Brandon Johnson is coming under big fire, too. We'll talk about it all when we come back.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
We can count on Paul Vallis. When Paul Vallis was CEO of Chicago Public Schools, he revitalized our neighborhood schools. No one delivered more for our underserved young people than Paul Vallis. As mayor, Paul Vallis will ensure that communities long neglected get a fair share of city investment, attracting the grocery stores we need, improving sanitation, and other city services in our neighborhoods. Vote Paul Vallis, a mayor for all of us. Paid for by Vallis for Mayor.
Why not Willie Wilson for mayor of Chicago? The criminals won't like Willie Wilson in the mayor's office. Fighting crime is Willie Wilson's first priority. Willie Wilson is ready to take on the criminals. Finally, Chicago, do it right. Willie Wilson for mayor.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Might be a small thing, kind of revolving around a situation that don't happen often. I mean, it's involving something that's scalding. Hot the topic is, it needs some resolving. It's kind of puzzling, sometimes solving. But after I thought about it, sent her to Walgreens to pick up a few things to stop me from stalling. Otherwise, I'ma be blunt and she gon' be bawling. And I don't need that, or her brother calling, talking them fight words. Now we gon' be brawling. I'm more of a stand-up, I don't be falling for that okie doke. It's better dissolving. Call me a nice guy, yeah, I like nice things. It's best to stay away from chicks that's trifling. I'm not a rival, so I don't be rivaling. But end up in this scene, I won't be wifing, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Brill, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
She got a secret, don't know where she keep it, don't know why she hide it, guess it's convenient. She like a zebra, two things at one time. It ain't black and white when you lived it a lifetime. She got a story, might be a fable, no categories. She don't like labels, she like a loner. Maybe she's selfish, something is fishy, but she don't like shellfish. She say that her phone broke and she need a new phone. She got a night job, now she got two phones, one for the pubic, one for the public. I Freudian slip, y'all, I think that you dug it. She got a curfew, she live in the group home, but she in Miami, getting her look on. She can't be truthful, not what she built for. Mouth might be useful, but nothing to kill for, you know?
Avoid a quick fail, take heed to this wise tale.
If you feel me like Braille, take heed to this wise tale.
Whether male or female, take heed to this wise tale.
Outside or in jail, take heed to this wise tale.
to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System to milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. Politics affects you from the womb to the tomb. You need a birth certificate to get in and a death certificate to get out. And there are politics all in between that. Government, politics, etc. One of the things that I try to as a lobbyist, one of the things, and as in my time out, one of the things that I have not done, or in Wakanda, is would not put it into practice. A lot of companies, a lot of CEOs, a lot of high-stakes businessmen hire and engage lobbyists because they don't want to put up with the BS that it takes to deal with elected officials. But they also recognize that wealth is legislated and it's a necessary evil. And as much as they can wish it away, as much as they hate the process, as much as they hate dealing with all of the red tape, Riis, the fact of the matter is, that is the hand that is dealt. That is what makes us have a democracy. Part of the reason that I said that I would like to be the lobbyist for our community is because we are so outraged so often that it's hard for us not to think clearly, but to speak in a way that advances our cause. I recognize you have to recognize the fragility of the egos. You have to recognize not only the fragility of the egos of the egos. You have to manage all of that and still, as it is all swirling through, advance the goals of your client, who really should not know all of the things that you have to do to get their goals accomplished. Here on the morning show, there's a statement called showing you how the sausage is made. I show you how the sausage is made. I tell you how the sausage is made. When we say we rationalize BS, right? Because I see my brother in the comments, right? And it's why we're at the where we're at. The same way that I would argue that the ex-offender community feels like their voice is not heard is the same way some regular citizens feel when they hear Willie Wilson say hunt criminals down. And I think we often defer to second chances, but rarely refer to first chances. I would argue that I've been blessed to know and understand both sides, or have a space on both sides, or recognize the role that happens in our community. But I do often think that the reason that Willie Wilson can say what he says about the rabbits and seniors quietly agree is because they're not going to have the same power, voice, threat as perhaps the ex-offender community. I think that there is a true dichotomy that exists in the black community, and we don't have the opportunity to have an honest conversation because in the ex-offender community, part of success is the ability to apply dominance, vocally, physically, the presence, etc. So the person that's not coming outside of their house, that's not their primary issue. And I often feel like fixing the ills of our community does not necessarily come from providing direct resources in that space. Not to say that there aren't people doing good work, but the real opportunity lies in building whole, complete families that are resourced to prevent their children from going into the system. When you hear people like Ron call, and I'm not going to slam Ron, but Ron is saying his premise of his call was, hey man, we've gone to an ex-offender program when the mayor is now kicking citizens who didn't do anything wrong or never had a challenge at all is banning them from hiring while announcing a policy at the same time. And I just think that there's not a lot of voice given to the average citizen, because the average citizen ain't got time to fight. The average citizen is usually going to work trying to make sure that they own 2 kids or 3 kids, ain't in the process, ain't in the system. And I often feel like the loudest, the biggest voices in our community probably have the greatest need, but there is not a lot of support or even discussion for just the family that's trying to make it. And somewhere in the space, I got to be honest with you. I don't want my kid to feel like he has to die or go to prison to prove his love for black people. Right? And I think that part of the death and all that can be woven into the redemption piece, etc. But I don't know that. And again, these are conversations that we need to have without destroying each other, so that then we can see where our interests align and we can go forward. But this place that we're in, where we're in a peculiar place where we have got to figure out, how do we talk to each other, right? And it's like, I'm just telling you that talking crazy to people, threats and intimidation, they figure out ways to work around it. You work with people because you genuinely want to work together on an issue. And I just don't know how we get there if our answer is always to put somebody on front. I just don't know. Let's go to the live line. Call you on the Mays Jackson Show.
Shalom, Mikey.
What up, Jake? How you feeling today, man?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed. Like my man say, blessed by the best, and that's Yahweh. But hey, I think people misconstrue and Walter. I mean, I'm gonna say something about the boy too, but Willie Wilson yesterday, he explained what he meant by that. All the people, you can't be killing people and just, they got to solve them crimes. In other words, he can't articulate them crimes need to be solved. They need to find out who is doing it, and they got to pay for it. That's just it. They can't do this shit every day, year after year after year, intimidating people in the streets. What you do? He said it in the wrong way. Hunt them down. He wasn't saying just the average person just go hunt them down like that. You got other words. You got to find these guys who are committing these crimes on our people. You got to do it. I mean, what you want to say? You know what I mean? He said it in the wrong place, in the wrong way. And everybody think that it's going to be divided to racial line. So he's not getting all the Hispanic vote. Brandon or whatever his name had you seen with the teachers, you see how many he had, right? Really got endorsed by a group. Not only that, you got the police. It's more than just black on the vote for him, bro. He said he was going to meet with the police. And what is Dallas or whatever? What is his background? What is he? Is he Irish?
He's Greek.
Because they don't look. You're Greek, okay? Everybody, Irish, Italians, they don't say we white. They got their different customs and way of lives, bro. They're not just because he white and they just hate blacks. You know what I'm saying? Really gonna get a part of it. So what your man is talking about, he need to put a commercial on. He probably do. He probably need to show his support far as when we met with them yesterday. To put that on so people will know. So they can just like old boy did what you had showed Brandon or whatever his name. And he had all them Hispanic. He had Humble Park. I seen inside Little Village. He was the only brother up there. Really probably need to put it online or something when you meet with these people so they can see that it's more than black. And he got his mix to church. If he make the run up, I don't know. Because, he do have, he has some challenges articulating himself, but people, they don't care. They about fed up. And old girl, she done with. I don't care what nobody say. She is done. She was done last time it wasn't for Willie. She was done. It was a wrap for her. But he came through. So don't believe Chewy is everybody, so-called Latinos, Puerto Rican, everybody just gonna vote for him. That is not gonna happen, bro. And it's not like all the white people gonna vote for him because he gonna get some black votes. Also, in the Polish, in the Italian, the Irish, they all gonna have, and they're not gonna be like, oh, he's white. No, they don't consider him one of them. If you don't speak Italian, if he a Greek, they don't mean that they're gonna be together. The Europeans, they come from the same area, but it's not gonna be just divided straight down racial lines like that. And the 7 is gonna help really get to the runoff, I believe. And your boy Walter Hand, you know what I mean? He's just a politician. If he back Lightfoot and he's gonna be there, he's gonna be there. What are you supposed to? You know what I mean? This is a win for the brothers. You know what I mean? What you call them? The people getting out. You know what I mean? If they don't get them housing, give them opportunity to get some jobs, and it will help them be able to sustain themselves. Where it's not a revolving door. They got to go back in. They got some substantial to hold them down till they get on their feet. You know what I mean? So, however way, the sister who put out, she brought up the percentages of us and this and that. So I think it's a win, regardless. And Tyrone, you know what I mean? Charlotte, you know what I mean? Peace to the brother, but he ain't have to be up there. It don't matter. You got different streams to get something done. It doesn't matter who get the, you know what I mean? Nobody got to be the face of it. Just get it done. And I think it was a win for the brothers that's coming out. That's it, yo. All right, man.
All right, Jake, I appreciate it. All right. Hold on. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate your call. Time to read your comment. You only saying that stuff to individuals like me, but you're not bringing Negroes who would stand next to the mayor. Mayor, to have a conversation with us, but you want to stand down and say all the right things towards them when they don't say shh on our behalf, bro, please. I think that our relationships should not be facilitated through the mayor. I don't think that the relationships with the black people that move Chicago should be facilitated through the mayor. And I don't think our relationship should be based on who the mayor is. I think that if you come to Obsidian, right, the whole premise of Obsidian is putting all the people in the room so that we can be familiar with each other. You know this, brother. We have to be able to convene around our own selves and be like, man, fam, there are certain people that get picked. Everybody is not going to be a Chicago Bull. Everybody is not going to score 50 points a game. There's going to be times when you run the ball. There's going to be times when I run the ball. What I've come to the recognition, though, is does it advance the cause? As I look at this, what it says to me is, who is our advocate for the middle class now? Right? And whoever it is needs to be in concert. And they need to share that information. I am of the ilk that we all need to be able to talk to each other, regardless. Riis is why when black people come in here and they come with the campaign and the candidate want to be the star, and I be like, before you say something to me, how are you treating the black person? The reason you straight is because of the black person that's here, whether I like them or not, right? So when somebody, well, I ain't going to even go there because Petty Mays almost got out, but I didn't let him out. I just want us to recognize, like, this is all political theatrics. at this point, right? Now, if you can, and I gotta say, the sister that's over there at the department, she's legit. She's 100% legit on what she stands for. And if this is the time that she can run her play to be able to get it done because the mayor is pressed on black folks, guys, we got to take that win. I don't know that it's so much about the press conference. What I'd rather know is, are you saying that those policies are good or bad? Family, can they help? And then somewhere in the space, the lobbyist says, okay, well, we need to make sure that my brother over here that's not. You have power in certain places. Everybody has power in their specific arenas. And they're going to exercise it in their specific arenas. What we have to do is say, okay, if you have the power in this arena, how do I make sure that when you exercise it, it benefits us? So if they've provided housing for the ex-offender community, or they provided jobs, how are you in the position to get your people into those jobs? Not necessarily the press conference, right? And then the job of all of us that we know is to say, damn, this policy fits directly on top of what Ty has been talking about. Matter of fact, Ty, this is exactly what you've been talking about. I'm not suggesting that it is. Now that the program exists, how do we make sure you that have put it together and got it through, because you were the palatable ones, how do we make sure that when the first picks go to Ty or to his group, or that we make sure that his groups all get benefit? See, our enemy is not each other. Our target is the resources and who has access to them. And if we could figure out a way to communicate with each other, even if it's just once a month, where we can all sit down and say, family, this is all happening. How many guys do you have that need housing? Here is the person that is in charge of it. Doesn't stop the fight on the immigrants. The press that you put on the immigrants is what got this to the line. I don't know that the play gets run like that, James, honestly, because I feel like it's theatrics on the mayor's part. But by putting her on and the challenge for everybody with the mayor is, even if you put her on, Riis, she'll have said something and you can show her the video and she'll be like, it wasn't me. What are you talking about? I never said that. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Play the tape. And so we have to move in a measured, I don't know, man. It's just, y'all do recognize there are people that are winning. They're going to spend that money. At least they're going to try to. Do we not spend it? And I would tell you, when you ask who is there, they're going to have the people there that are going to agree with the mayor. Because remember, it's theatrics. So did you see why Father Flager never really smiled? Right? Like, those people weren't there as political. They were there as being leveraged because they were on the task force. And who do I put on task force? People, Riis, that are going to provide me credibility, but are also not going to body slam me at the press conference. Why would I hire people that are going to say F me? Why would I highlight them? Which is why when you are the F you guy, you often have to be a kingmaker. You have to be, it can't be you, it's got to be one of your agents. It's got to be somebody that represents you, somebody that you can know and you can trust that you can have a conversation with. And if you call them a Fruit Loop, it's tough to go to the person. I'm telling you, this is my own personal experience. It's tough to go to somebody that I just disrespected and say, hey, now can you help me? And now you'll say it's ego. You'll say, but the job is relationship management. And if you're not going to manage the relationships, then you got to have somebody that does. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to do Tell Me Something Good. Plus, I want to know what are your life philosophies? Who gave you the best advice ever, and how do you do it? Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break. Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
My name is Chris Levy, and I'm working hard to become your next 5th Ward Alderman. As a lifelong Chicagoan, I chose the historic 5th Ward as my home and a place to raise my family. This means I have a vested interest in our safety and prosperity. But we need a change, and I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm not a career politician, but a motivated citizen who cares and will do whatever it takes to restore our community to greatness. My name is Chris Levy, and I want to drive change. Please punch 60 and vote for me for 5th Ward Alderman. My name is Chris Levy, and I approve this message.
Listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm all in the chat, y'all get me going in the chat. You know, I pointed this out, really, this whole thing, so that Ty and Andre could see how they forced an issue, right? What I want us to recognize, so let's back up. Misinterpreted said there's no way I could be used. I could allow myself to be used. Every day, every morning on this show, I allow myself to be used. I kind of take offense to that a little bit, not to you misinterpret it, but to the concept of people when they say they're not going to be used, what they ain't going to do, etc. When realistically, I get used every day right here on this platform. Right? People communicate their information. They talk about their brands. They highlight issues. They make them, they call in, they create personalities, etc. Right? Again, but when it's time to fund, push, do, I started this, I started this show with the premise that I've been out here working all of these years. Somebody is going to see me, and the people and everybody is going to raise up, and the people are going to swell up, and they're going to support the station, and they're going to support what we do, and it's going to be a groundswell. It didn't work that way. And time after time after time after time after time, people, places, or things have come on the morning show. And I have done my best to raise the profile, fight, push, help, without the real expectation of return. Well, hope that it would be a return, but my ministry continues regardless of the economic return. The premise of showing what I showed was to show that your work is effective, even if nobody else tells you. Right? It is the unspoken truth that Dre and Ty got out there and pushed an issue that forced the mayor's office to come with a response, because they probably really recognize how crazy this argument looks, and the more she needs black people, she realizes that she has to pivot. Where she would have 2 weeks ago said that y'all are crazy, now she got all of the people, and she had to get all those faith leaders and all of those people. And when I say it, I say, look at God. Look at God. Because 1 week ago, y'all was rolling around, the police had y'all in handcuffs, and now they are talking about housing returning citizens. And oftentimes you don't get credit for, right? Again, Riis, it's so many times you gonna do stuff. Like when we went down to Springfield and they was like, oh, we're having this event at the Abraham Lincoln. I was like, I was the first person to do that. Right? When people say the program was it's what's in it, right? Which was really, it's what's in it for the black folks. Why? It's what's in it, right? When you see your work resonating, even though nobody knows it, I see you, fam. We see y'all. Andre Smith in the 20th Ward, who until last week, we was just getting rolled. Ty, until y'all got out there was no discussion about our returning citizen population. Now, whoever them people are that's in that up there, they should be accountable to black folks and make sure that you get tied into it. But I also got to say, we've got to be able to talk to each other, not from a big I, little you. Whatever it is, everybody need to get in the room at some point. Because I don't think that anybody up there, I think people have done well for themselves, but I don't believe that you got to be around here poor to do all right. Like, you can be, like, there's this thing where it's like you got to take some sort of vow of poverty to be able to fight for your people, right? And it's like, I want you to have nothing. I want to be able to blame everything on, and it's like, no, fam, you can do both and.
Byron say that all the time. Byron always say, Byron said we always choose nothing. Byron said all the time. He said we always choose nothing and then complain about it.
Man, it's like, we often don't reap the. Let's back up. That's why I say I don't want to be an activist. Riis, I don't want to be an activist. Because I want to see the benefits of my work. I do want to reap what I sow. But so often in your space, you do. I don't think the politics don't make sense. I don't think the politics. Again, what are we asking for? What is the articulated plan? Here's me. I have on numerous occasions approached a variety of people based on my politics. I have said to them, based on my political relationships, I am trying to connect the dots here. You say you do this service, I am going to bring a person to you to do this service via a political relationship that I have. If then that does not occur, we can't say that the politics don't make sense. Now, we often miss, because it doesn't seem as big or it doesn't come in a big red package with a bow. Sometimes we miss the gift that someone is trying to, or the relationship that someone is trying to pass on. Because the right person didn't bow down or kiss my ring, but if the right person comes to you and says, hey family, I'd like to connect the dots here in a place where typically the dots aren't connected, and here are the people that can make the decision, right? All of it has an origin. And sometimes we don't. You know, Riis, I used to say all the time, this politics, ain't nobody never did nothing for me. But I can't lie, Riis. Politics has done a lot for me. It ain't done as much as that guy over there. But if I'm looking at me, it's done pretty well for me. Sometimes you miss the blessing because it's not come to you in the package that you thought it was going to come into you from. But oftentimes, people work in different ways. I'm going to let that be. I want for us as black folks to come to a place where our fight is not over somebody white. That our disagreements with us aren't over our relationship with someone else. I want to have genuine relationships. Is that crazy? Like, I don't want to be mad at, I don't want to be judged through the eyes of someone else. I want to be able to say, I know that brother and I've had conversations with him. I know what's up. I don't, but I think we often get into these conversations where we want to prove that we the biggest of the black people. Who is where and who can get what we need done out of it? Caller. Oh, no, not caller. Is callers on the line? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Good morning, Maze. Good morning, Riis. How are you guys this morning?
Hey, Cassandra, how are you? How are you, darling? How was your trip?
I am Oh, it was amazing. You guys coming down. We standing in solidarity. We are a force to be reckoned with. We better recognize we here. So you asked what advice was given to you that resonated in you. Some years ago, I was given the advice of you can only change who you are. You can't change your surroundings. So therefore, by me just being in control of myself, they're saying you have to silence your mind and react with your brain. And when you think about your brain, you think about your mind, but they're two different entities. Your mind is constantly talking to you and bringing up, like you say, the pettiness that you want to lash out. And so with that being said, by me being in control of myself, silencing my mind and reacting with my brain kept me in character through all adversities. Anything anybody threw at me, they were never able to take me out of my character because of that advice. Does that make sense?
Yes. It makes 100% sense.
That's what I wanted to share today. That's my good thing.
Hey, that is Cassandra Matz telling us something good. She oh, we gonna have us tell me something good today and best advice. Let's open up the phone lines. It is reached that time. It's a little bit past the time, but let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. It's time for Tell Me Something Good. Riis, you ready? Let's give me some. Wow, wow. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Tell me something good, ow, wow. Tell me that you love me, yeah. Hey, y'all, this is time for Tell Me Something Good on a Friday. Y'all give us a call, 872-259-7474. I want to inspire you a little bit. Tell me some of the best advice you've ever been given as part of your Tell Me Something Good. Cassandra just gave us some. Who else is out there? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Tennille stole mine. She said, there's no substitute for hard work. Still rings true to this day. I agree with that. That is the thing that I have learned in my life. No substitute for hard work. Everybody, there are people that are born with natural skills, and there are people that have to work harder. I would rather have a person that works harder than the person that has the natural skills, because natural skills sometimes can make you lazy. Now, if you take those natural skills and you put hard work with it, then you got something that's unstoppable. And I would tell you that, like, it's funny. People say, man, Maze, your work ethic, like, I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to be here every day. And essentially by working harder, and I work smarter too. But I recognize that the smarter I work, the further I can go in the maximum amount of time. So no substitute for hard work is one of my greatest pieces of advice or things that I give and have heard. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Tell me something good, or just give me a piece of your best advice you've ever had. Caller, who is this and where you calling from?
Hey, Maze, it's Ricky Hennon. I just called to thank you for doing my show the other day.
Oh, no problem, Ricky. I appreciate it.
Black folks don't give us our flowers till we dead, And they're like, oh, Maze, oh my God, I love you so much, oh my God. Secondly, bro, the space that you're in, I was in that same space, had my show, 3 years, broke it, paying for it myself. Black folks didn't advertise with me. They didn't advertise with me. They called, they get their platform out there, they had ideas. They did not advertise with me. So then when I got off, they were like, oh, why are you giving up the show? Da, 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 da. Anyway, let me say this. The best advice I ever got was from Willie Wilson, believe it or not. You know what he told me, man?
What did he tell you?
He said, don't expect people you help to appreciate you or help you back. Do it because it's in your spirit. He said, don't expect people to love you that you love, because you're just going to be disappointed way too often. Just love anyway, do anyway,
and trust God that you did the right thing and be done with it. I'm so tired, May. The worst advice I ever got was from R. Eugene Pinchon. One of the greatest men I ever knew in my life. R. Eugene Pinchon ran for a couple of things. Black folks didn't elect him. I told him one day I was so tired. I was probably 20-something at that time. I'm 69 now, to let you know how long I've been in this struggle. R. Eugene Pinchon told me, he said, boy, you too young to be tired. I don't want to hear that shit. I was like, what? You know, he says, it's going to be like this. So just gird up, get ready, these black folks we're trying to save. So, ain't no get you tired. I don't want to hear that. And when I hear people like, if they don't know that Lori playing a game right now, if they don't know that Dallas is just saying stuff for the ex-offenders right now, they stupid. And I said it, and whoever don't like it, tell them they said.
Tell them Ricky said. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. What is the best advice you've ever been given? Tell me something good. It's Friday. Give me a call, 872-259-7474. And you can tell me something good while you at it. What's up, caller? Where you calling from? What's your name? What your name is? And tell me your best advice ever.
Nico from the West Side.
What up, Tamiko? How you doing? Tell me your best advice given, and tell me something good.
You know what? The best advice given, they come from life experiences. Never mind the little things, but pay close attention to them, because they give you the picture of a person's true character. When they think you're not paying attention to the little things. Because when conversations come up and things happening, you listen to people and they take on things. They give you a true picture of their character when they may be showing you their other representative.
I'm with that.
Maze, tell you something good. I appreciate you. A lot of times we don't agree on the approach, but the end results we agree on. And you are appreciated. I see you as a brother. And I don't give that title loosely. It takes 15, 20 years to get there. Aww. You know what? It's time to get off this show. It's time to make moves. And it's time to shake the trees and the coconuts fall to land in the right people's hands, because we know we're going to pay it forward, and we know we're going to open up the doors for other people, our other people to eat.
There it is.
So sometimes we get those drawbacks because we believed or we misjudged people's characters. That's okay, because it happens. But we learn from those mistakes and we keep it moving. But we don't get hard and we don't close ourselves up and away from people, okay?
Okay, there you go. I'm going to take that. That is my sister Tamiko Holt on the Maze Jackson Show with her. Tell me something good. Best advice ever. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta tell me some good advice. What is the best advice you can give somebody? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Who's on the line, calling? What's the best advice you've been given? Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hello? Hey, caller.
Oh, sorry, man. My fault. What's up, Maze? This is Q.
What up, Q? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. Best advice, go along with something that you just said. Hustle beats talent when talent don't hustle.
Ooh, hustle beats talent when talent don't hustle. I like that.
And as far as tell me something good, as you already know, I've been teaching. I teach at Village Leadership Academy. I've been teaching the karate program there for the last 7 years. And this year, starting last week, we now have officially a national karate team. Those little kids will be traveling. All those young folks are going to be traveling. We got about 40 competitors and participants, and they're going to be traveling around, competing and doing their thing, fighting and doing all type of forms, everything that has something to do with martial arts. They're about to start competing, man. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out there and shout them out.
Shout out to the Village Leadership Academy karate team. Hey, man, y'all gonna be like Cobra Kai. Whoa! Remember? Do y'all remember when everybody tried to be Bruce Lee? Do they wear the Bruce Lee shoes too?
We got something similar to it for sure, and they will be putting them to work.
Q, you gonna be teaching them kids to be ready for to defend the nation. Hey man, in case y'all don't know, that's Marquin McDonald. Marquin is out there on the front lines every day, every night, outside, making sure that our communities are safe. Not waiting for somebody to tell them about it, but they out there doing their thing. Marquin, we appreciate you, Q. We appreciate you, brother. You gone?
Also, real quick, man, I just wanted to say, are you still there?
I'm here.
I wanted to say that earlier when you was talking, bro, everything that you break down on this show is needed. It really is. There's very few platforms that are like this that help to inform the people. Just your breaking down and explaining earlier just moves the theatrics of things, the science of things. A lot of people think politics is linear when it's multidimensional. And the fact is that you explain it and you break it down where it's digestible. A lot of platforms aren't out there, especially for us, especially for black people. So this is why, even though you got some people out here that don't agree with you, they listen. They do, because they need to listen. A lot of people need to be educated on what's happening, why it's happening, when it's happening, and where it's happening, and you provide that. So, I know I probably can't tell you, and you got your mind made up, possibly, but this is needed, brother. And we appreciate you taking out your time, man. Real talk. So I'll let you later, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That's brother Marquin McDonald, man. He'll put a karate chop on you in a minute. That's it. All right, Riis. Well, hold on, man. We ain't got time. First of all, I want to know your good advice, and then I need you to tell me something good. What's the best advice you gave to you, and who gave it to you?
Well, you know what? I had a hard time. I had wrote it down. I had a hard time deciding which ones. Actually,
so say them all. I don't care.
Yeah, like the one that you just said with the hard work and mixing it with a skill. I can see that and relate to that. So I like that one. I guess one that I probably always use. So it's probably I guess I put that at number one, but no order. I put the only place in where you will find success before work is in a dictionary. So I always love that one. You can never be successful without putting in the work. It's always hard work then success. My second one is from my dad. He used to always say, "Cover your own ass." You know what I'm saying? So that was his favorite line. Rule number one. Number three for me is never leave your fate in someone else's hand. Of course, that's from
I was about to say, I
like that one. And my mother always told me a bought lesson is a taught lesson. You know what I'm saying? That lesson you pay for is the one you always remember. And then the most simplest advice that she ever gave me was keep living.
Okay.
And she said, just keep living, you'll see. But yeah, so I take them.
Okay, I like them, and that would tell me something good, man. What's going on? What's cracking?
Man, I had my week has come together. I had a little scare yesterday, but I had a good week. So I say that, man. It was a real good week so far. Everything good, family good. Sometimes the simplest things be the best. Tell me something good. Nothing extravagant, but everybody good. The fam good and everything. So that's my tell me something good.
So I'm gonna tell you that's good stuff, Riis. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna tell y'all something good too. Hold on. Back up. What's today? So on February 20th, we are going to do the 4th Ward candidate debate at Obsidian. On February 21st, we're going to do the 5th Ward. On February 22nd, we're going to do the 6th Ward. On Thursday, February 23rd, we're going to do, what did I say? The 20th Ward. And then Friday, we're going to do the 24th Ward. So if you all know the candidates that are in those races, starting next week, we're going to be doing candidate forums live on the Mays Jackson Show at Obsidian. So candidates, we will reach out to you this weekend. It'll be sponsored by What's in It for the Black People Media, the Mays Jackson Show, and What's in It for the Black People First. We want to hear from all the candidates starting next week. Plus, Riis, I don't know what you're doing on election night, but we might have to have an election night special. So, man, I get Tracy in the building because the 4th Ward is the first one on Monday. Let the candidates know We're gonna be at Obsidian. You all can come. You can bring 3 guests, but we're gonna make it all happen. So that's my tell me something good. Also tell me something good. I never thought that I would get a chance to see it. Well, now I say I never did, but I'm excited for the chance tomorrow. 24th Ward is Friday. Tomorrow, my son will play in the IHSA state playoffs. And he's going to play a significant role, win or lose. He'll play a significant role in the outcome of the team. Now, they're playing Disney. So I want to make sure that I'm excited to go to his playoff game. So that's the first thing. Yesterday, been an interesting week, but yesterday, I had the opportunity to go to a Bulls game with some people that we have maybe roasted on the show a couple times. And you'd be surprised at the background and the backstory of what people have. And that goes to my point of how do we start figuring out how to have relationships with people, even though we may not agree on all things, but there's so much that we have in common. It ain't no black people that are so far off. Maybe like, what's his name? Like Clarence Thomas or whatever. But, you know, I think selling your soul is a pretty big jump when we realize that most of us have just gotten here. Right? And I want to understand everybody, and I want to be able to be an opportunity to bridge a gap instead of expanding the gap. And so I recognize that there are things and perceptions that people have about each other, but it doesn't change until we can all sit in a room and be like, man, my struggle ain't that far from yours. I just pick different, right? It's just you pick different. What was I going to say? Hold on. My advice. Never leave your fate in the hands of anyone else. There's no substitute for hard work. You don't become the best from 9 to 5. That's your boss's time. You come the best from 5 to 9. Perfect practice makes perfect. Practice wrong at practice, you're going to play wrong in the game. Detest mediocrity. And the other one was a man only has one way. I remember being told that a woman can make a name for herself, or she can get married and live off of her husband's name. But a real man really only has one way, and that is to make a name for himself. Riis, that's always been a driving factor to me as a man, as a motivator. I was talking to some people at a game, and they was like, you gonna have some men at the Super Bowl party? I was like, well, of course. And the question was, well, can he pay for his own? Do I have to pay for him? Do I have to? And I was like, I'm not sure where that comes from. Right? But I do think that I had some advice as a child, some discipline, and then I had life learning lessons. And I gotta just tell y'all, that advice has served me well. If you always be the best, detest mediocrity, don't leave your fate to the hands of anyone else. You know what I'm saying? You don't become the best from 9 to 5. No substitute for hard work. Those things often lead to the outcomes that people think you got overnight. So look, y'all, this is the Mays Jackson Show on a Friday. Riis, don't forget we're going to be starting up. You got to take a little extra drive on Monday because we're going to be doing live candidate forums at You ready, Riis?
Yeah, man. You see, I've been pulling up here like 5 minutes earlier than usual.
And look, Riis trying to get here 5 minutes early so you get that extended smoke. I'm just playing. I'm gonna let you be. I'd be like, what is that? What is that? Is my cousin here with you?
It's the barbecue.
It's the barbecue. Oh, it's the barbecue. On Monday, on Wednesday?
Yeah, you know how that is.
You just put your barbecue clothes on.
My barbecue sweater. I was like, I did. What is
What is that smell? Oh, it's mild sauce. Yeah, man. Shout out to my son. Yesterday we made the big screen at the Bulls game.
I see, man. You've been going to the Bulls game a lot, man. You went twice this week, did you? Mm-hmm. Oh, you on the floor one day? Flow both days?
No, man. I ain't gonna even put nobody on blast, but the guy who had the king box. Ooh. I ain't gonna say no names, cause then no vows of poverty.
Re-put my Jackson application back in.
That's how we live, man.
You got the plan. They say you can put one in every 6 months. Let's do my middle name.
That's how the credit card companies work too. 6 months later, you could try again.
I'm do my middle name. You know, you ever try to put something in your middle name?
Middle name, and then your business account. You be like, what's my tax ID number? Let me put that. See if it works. All right, y'all. This is the Mays Jackson Show. It's been a great week. I made it through. But look, we're going to have a great evening, a great weekend. Y'all wish Holy Trinity some good luck, man. Shout out to my guys. I want them to go somewhere in the playoffs, man.
MJ, drop 50. Man. Shoot it every time. Don't care. Listen, I ain't saying it is. I hope this is not your last game. But look, just in the case if it ain't, go watch Kobe last game. He took every shot. Okay, just shoot it all. Ain't nothing the coach can do if you don't win it. You know what I'm saying?
Play team ball. 50. Win the game. Right? Team first.
Just imagine if you lose and you had 10 in with the head. Like you're like, I'm like, well, just couldn't win for me.
Team first. I want all the guys, all of the seniors particularly. I want y'all to have a great game tonight. I want y'all to enjoy the moment, be in the moment. You get a home playoff game, right? So make sure you savor it, right? And it is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Mays said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here